Hey, everybody. What's going on, Ramelia? So, we have news that the Seahawks just released Bobby Wagner, or about to release him. And so that's why I put on, can Snead do it again? Can he pull a rabbit out of his hat and the Rams sign a Bobby Wagner? We're still looking at Von Miller. He's playing the free agent game right now. But can the Rams pick up a Bobby Wagner to shore up the defensive line and similar to Von Miller, go on a Super Bowl run to team up with Aaron Donald, Floyd, Gaines, and make a Super Bowl run. Ramsey. We'll see how it all plays out, but that's the first thing I was thinking of, and I see some Ram posters on social media talking about that, and it's always a possibility with the less need. What's up, Brian Smith? Brian Smith says Wagner isn't great in coverage anymore. Yeah, he's older, but with our guy, with our team, with our team, hopefully, if that was to happen, we're just talking out loud, but if that was to happen, that would help shore up our linebacking crew. But Ernest Jones played really good last year, the rookie. So, but when it's up, Bryce Smith, thank you for coming in, man. But yeah, he's not what he used to be, but if we could get him at a good price, if that was even on the table. I just saw it today, and I was just thinking, I was kind of thinking how Les Snead thinks, and he's always trying to, make us better and also figure it out with the cap. But Donald is looking at getting one of the biggest contracts, and he deserves it. The only thing is it hits the cap really bad. One of the biggest contracts to be the highest paid defensive guy, and but they're going to most likely extend it out so it doesn't hurt as bad. But you have to pay the guys that you have. But the NFC West is going to be something different without Russell Wilson. And it's funny because I see on the Niners social medias, the Seahawks didn't even make the playoffs last year. They weren't even in the running at all because of the injuries and turmoil. They weren't even in the running for the NFC West crown. And the Seahawks, the 49er fans are all up in arms and happy because their nemesis, Russell Wilson, is out of the NFC West. And I'm looking at him like, the Seahawks aren't your problem, buddy. We're the Super Bowl champions. We're the team that's won the division, 4 times in the last 5 years or 3 times in the last 5 years. They've had success against us, but it's just funny. The Niners have their own problems, but the Cardinals, who knows what's going to happen if they're going to snap out of it. They're in turmoil. The Seahawks are rebuilding. Even Lockett's going to be on the trade block. I would love to get Metcalf from them, but they're not going to trade to us for whatever reason. The Bobby Wagner thing is because they released him. What's up, Patrick J. Jennings? What's up, brother? He says, "Go Rams." I love the content. Keep it up, brother. Oh, thank you, man. Keep it up, Ramley. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But I saw the Bobby Wagner stuff today, and I was like, man, I was thinking about what if Leslie could do it again and get a Bobby Wagner to help sharp. And this is mostly for the Super Bowl. Not Super Bowl, excuse me, the playoffs. I'm thinking ahead of myself. And the tough teams as we go on. I love Ernest Jones. Our linebacking crew, Redding, is cool, but something like somebody like Bobby Wagner can, the veteran stuff, the locker room stuff, if we can get him at a good price. I was just thinking about it, because Les Snead, I kind of have an idea how he thinks. He's always trying to improve our team, and but that'd be amazing if we can get a guy like that. But Von Miller, he's kind of trying to get a bigger contract. It's his first time that he's out on the free agent market, and so he's trying to get more money. So he's doing the free agent game. At first he was like let's run it back. Let's run it back, Rams, and then his agent probably got a hold of him and said, hey, hold on, man. But we'll see what happens. I would love to have Von back for my ultimate choice would be Von Miller coming back. And Patrick J. Jennings says, God bless. God bless too, brother. Thank you for coming in. He says, love the t-shirt. Thank you, man. I need to get some more Super Bowl t-shirts. I got a hoodie. I got my other Super Bowl shirt. I got my NFC Championship Shirt. I need to pick up some more stuff. It's always nice being a Ram fan right now, especially this in the McVay era. Now we can pick out our gear for Super Bowl. It's always nice. I go on Grant Cohn's show and I got my Super Bowl hat and my Super Bowl gear, and give him a little his viewers in there, the 49er fans, give him a little a nudge, and he gets a kick out of it. And the Rumble show too, the other 49er big blogger. It's fun going in there, and then what can they say? We're the Super Bowl champions. But thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. He says, can you keep Cam Akers as another powerful runner? Yeah, Cam Akers. Here I got a couple things from him. Okay, so Patrick J. Jennings says, I think we need to upgrade at running back and offensive line. Yes, offensive line. Probably Whitworth is going to be retired. So the offensive line, I'd love for us to get bigger, beefier in the up front. So that way, when we get to the really good teams that have good pass rushes, like in the Super Bowl, we can actually still run the ball. It was kind of a thing where Cam Akers was about 80% probably of himself. He did a lot of things that he could when he was fully healthy before he got his injury. But I'm looking for him to come back with a full season, full off season, and come back strong. And our offensive game will be better. We have some offensive line free agents that we need to deal with. And so it's a long way from that. But, for sure we need to upgrade our offensive line, whether Whitworth comes back or not. And we have 8 draft picks to use. So we'll see what happens. But, OBJ most likely be signing back with us. So that it'll be something to look at. And then he says, keep Cam Akers and get another pro. Yeah, Cam Akers is signed through next year as well. And Patrick says, they selling out of gear. That's right, they are selling out of gear. I just bought Vapor Elite. Oh, awesome, man! That's a nice jersey. The Viper Elite jerseys are awesome. I want to get a Donald one. I got a black Donald Super Bowl and a Stafford Donald Super Bowl jersey, and I love them. And the Vapor jerseys. I'm going to see about getting a white Aaron Donald Viper jersey, Elite jersey. But they sell out, man. Especially I wear a 2X, and then if I want it bigger, I got to get a 3X so I can wear a hoodie. And so I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't really have the money, and then boom, it's gone. Yeah, I'll go get it, and it's gone. They sell out fast, but luckily they'll get them back in. But I'm going to take a trip to the Stadium Pro Shop. If you guys get a chance, go to SoFi Stadium and the Pro Shop. I think they're open Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock to 5 p.m. or 10 o'clock to 6, something like that. And they have a lot of stuff that you can't get in the stores. I'm looking to try to get the white jumpsuit that they were wearing, like a tracksuit with a zipper and the black zipper and the little black lines. And it had the Super Bowl logo and the Rams logo and the Nike in the arm. It had like a little pocket too. I want to get one of those, at least the jacket part. And I thought that was pretty clean looking, pretty neat. I heard the Pro Shop might have them. I'm going to go check it out. I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll do a quick video. Well, for sure, I'll do a video of what they have with the Super Bowl merchandise in the Pro Shop. And Patrick says, I'm excited to see Bobby Trees on the field again. Yes, Bobby Trees, man. Can you imagine that Super Bowl? And, forget about what it could have, should have. But if Bobby Trees, I'm sorry, was I muted? Patrick, tell me if I was muted. I just noticed my mute button was blinking. Okay, can you? Okay. Thank God. I saw my thing blinking here. So okay, good. So let me know if I ever have any. I got a button here on the end that lets me mute it. And okay, good. Thank you guys. Brian Smith, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, so the Pro Shop is amazing. If you guys are in Southern California, at the SoFly Stadium, the main merchandise shop, they have amazing gear there, stuff that you won't see on the internet or the NFL Pro Shop. I'm looking forward to going down there again. I just haven't I haven't uploaded, and I'm sorry about that. I got the videos from the Lion game, the tailgating, more Rams mariachis. Um, Information about the more updated information about the Pro Shop, but that was a few months ago. So I think I'll do an updated version. But those have just been in the can. I just haven't uploaded them yet. I was trying to get a different editing software, and I should have just uploaded it. And maybe I still will just do that and just get it out of the way. But I have a lot of content that I'm going to be posting over the off season. But yeah, I just wanted to come here because, you know. Okay, thank you, Brian. You are muted. We haven't missed a thing. Good. I just want to come in because the Bobby Wagner thing, that'd be amazing if we were able to get him. Especially if we can't get Von Miller back, maybe just for the leadership and the big games. Like a Weddle type of deal. Weddle was instrumental in that Super Bowl, and he made some great plays even with an injury. Right now is a great time to be a Ram fan because, of course, we won the Super Bowl, but. It's a great culture. Everything in the next few recent years, upcoming years, rather, 2 to 3 years, we're a Super Bowl contender. And then I really look forward to the offseason because, and this is my opinion, don't kill me, but I really think that Bryce Perkins, he was number 16, is going to give Wolford all he wants for the backup job because he's a little bigger quarterback. He's more athletic. He's got a higher ceiling as far as talent than Wolford, and he kind of reminds me of a Randall Cunningham with the he has an easy release and the ball takes off. He's very mobile and he's a young kid, and so we kept 3 quarterbacks because we were afraid probably that the Seahawks were going to get him as a backup, and but he's a third quarterback, and he didn't get a chance to play last year, but in the preseason. And it's just preseason, but you can see his athletic ability, and I can see with McVay at the helm, and as he gets more reps, and when Stafford is finally done, if we still have him, I can see him taking over for us, and we have a different dimension in the Sean McVay offense with a mobile quarterback with a strong arm. It leaves us to see if he has an accurate arm. He looked pretty accurate in the few games that I've seen him in the preseason, but that's preseason. But you have to start somewhere. But he's the guy to keep an eye on. Bryce Perkins, the third backup quarterback. I see him and Wolford both batting it out. And Wolford, the last couple times, didn't really look good at all. He didn't look good at all. But he hasn't got a lot of reps, and he had his issues. But I can see Bryce Perkins beating him out for the backup job, and I'd be okay with that because I really like Bryce Perkins. Thank you, Patrick. He says, thumbs up, like and comment, subscribe, go Rams, go promote, support. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't mention that as much as I should. If you guys can, subscribe to my show, to my channel, hit the like button. It really helps me out. And thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Have you seen the movie about Kurt Warner? Patrick says, yes, I've seen it. It's amazing, man. The Kurt Warner story, the American Underdog, was amazing. I actually saw it a few times. I was actually making it as the Rams are going through the playoffs. I was actually making it my ritual. I was like, we need to go see the game again. And the Rams won another playoff game. And my girlfriend was like, no, we already saw it. I got to go another time. And but it's a really good movie. I did a thing on my Instagram, Remelia Sports, and the Remelia Sports Report on Twitter. If you guys check it out, I did a kind of like a Photoshop type deal of Stafford with the audio in the background with the Photoshop poster of the American Underdog, and I put American Underdog 2 Matthew Stafford story. And, that's a heck of a story with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, he made that run with the 13 years with the Lions, never got his due. He's always been one of the better quarterbacks, but he's stuck in Detroit. And then Matthew Stafford went through some horrible times. That his wife had, I think she had surgery, brain surgery, I think it was. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it was a major surgery of that kind, and they got through it. And then Matthew Stafford came out to Los Angeles, and in the first year wins a Super Bowl, and he got to prove, that's all he ever wanted was a shot to show what he can do, and he wanted to be in those games, and he was that guy. He was the guy that we all thought. And I can see them making a similar movie, the Matthew Stafford story. So I kind of did that. That's pretty neat. In the same year that the American Underdog movie came out, you have the Matthew Stafford story about all the stuff that he's overcome. And then you have Richard Sherman, classless guy. I liked the guy before, but talking about, oh, he's not Super Bowl, this and that. Well, what if Richard Sherman was drafted by the Lions? And he was just as good a player as he ended up being. I'm sure that he wouldn't like it that people are talking smack when he finally got to a good team and he'd make plays. Matthew Stafford, they didn't do anything with the Lions, but the Lions haven't been a good franchise. They've been horrible. And, his stats are second to none. He's the active quarterback in the league that has the most fourth quarter comebacks. He's got 40,000 plus yards. I mean, there's no disagreement that he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league for years. I mean, guys like Aaron Rodgers and people that know football, talk about when Mahomes says, "Oh, look at Mahomes did a no-look pass," and then, as much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers, he gave Stafford his due because he respects the talent. He says, "Well, there's a guy in Detroit that's been doing that for years," and that's true. And you saw that in the Super Bowl, So, I'm not going to say, "Oh, Matthew Stafford should be this." And if something was to happen and Matthew Stafford had to retire, I think he should get in, because he won the Super Bowl and just because of what he's done, and he's proved himself. I mean, 4-0 with the Rams in a magical season. I mean, basically it was him and Cooper Kupp, a two-man game at the end of the game because I love Van Jefferson, but he didn't step up. He didn't get in there and help Stafford out. OBJ went down. We were down to our third string tight end. He got a couple of catches too. But it was basically a two-man game at the end of the Super Bowl, and it was amazing. Amazing dimes, amazing no-look pass. He's right there. He's going to keep. He's for the next few years with the Rams, whether they win another Super Bowl or not. His stats are going to be he's going to have 50 plus, 60 plus thousand yards. So passing. So he'll have his gold jacket. He'll join Kurt Warner and what's the other Ram quarterback? Van Brocklin? No. It'll come to me. The 1951 quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, as a Hall of Famer. But yeah, Richard Sherman, I still like him. I like how he played, but he didn't need to do that. He has his own personal issues that, they basically, he had that domestic violence thing that he was arguing, and embarrassing situation, and we all make mistakes, but he has a podcast, so he's just trying to stir the waters. Skip Bayless type. Skip Bayless was even at one time trying to talk about Aaron Donald, how Aaron Donald isn't who people say he is, and then he started, and he got the backlash, are you crazy? And because they have shows to do, so they try to stir it up, but that's all I chalk it up to, really. But yeah, he's Patrick says trash can, trash. Richard Sherman trash. But yeah, Patrick says Bobby Wagner would be a great pickup to take Troy Reader's spot. Yeah, and Troy Reader, I like his motor, I like his play, but I just see him as just being kind of a leader. If we got him, we'll see what happens. But that'd be a neat pickup, especially if we can't sign Von Miller, because there's only so much money to go around. We have to extend Stafford, which they're talking about that. They're getting that done, and Stafford will do thanks to Aaron Rodgers. He upped the ante on the QBs, and so we'll get Stafford's deal done. We'll get Donald's deal done. Von Miller's they're trying to stoke the free agent market, see what he can get. Because money spends really good if you're able to get it. And he deserves it. If Von Miller was to leave the Rams, like I said before, I wouldn't have any ill feelings towards him. I appreciate what he did. He didn't want to leave the Broncos. They're the ones who were trying to trade him, and he helped us get that chip, and he was instrumental in helping Donald learn the mentality of a vocal leader. Because Aaron Donald at first wasn't really that much of a vocal leader, and there were times this year that Von Miller was pushing him. They were really like old best friends almost. They took to each other right away, and game respects game, and he really helped Aaron Donald become a leader vocally as well. And so we got that chip, and I love Von Miller. If he was to leave us, I would be disappointed, but I don't have any ill feelings about it. I would love to have him back, but I appreciate what he did for us. I will be lifetime grateful for him to come in with us and doing what he did. And Patrick says Matthew Stafford definitely a Hall of Famer after what he's done with the Rams. I believe that too. Now, my boy Jim Everett, that's a little sore spot for me. That was one of my favorite quarterbacks. Unfortunately, at the time where he was ascending, they had the championship game where everybody was beat up. We had 3 offensive linemen that were hurt. We were basically Swiss cheese for the Niners. Montana rested Niners. We still took a 3-point lead in the '89 championship game. We threw a bomb to Flipper Anderson, and Ronnie Lott knocked it away at the last minute, or else it would have been 10-0. But we still took the lead on them, and we had three missing offensive starting linemen. We had wars against the Philadelphia Eagles in 1989 playoffs, and then we would beat them at Reggie White's Eagles and Jerome Brown's Eagles on the road. Then we went to New York and beat LT's Giants, and I believe Bill Belichick was a defensive coordinator. Beat them, and we're banged up and beat up, only to have to play basically 3 Super Bowls to get to the Super Bowls. We had to play a rested 49er team with Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott and the guys at home, and they ended up whipping our butt because we couldn't keep. You thought Joe Burrow had some heat on him. Jim Everett had some heat on him. Well, we had 3 inexperienced linemen because of the wars in Philadelphia and New York, and we were injured on the offensive front, and he just couldn't keep him off him. But he never had a chance to redeem himself. Guys started to retire, and I always say it this way: the lady who shall be nameless, the owner at that time, and John Shaw, her henchman GM, wouldn't get guys to replace guys, and unfortunately, he never got a chance to redeem himself. But he was always one of the better quarterbacks in an era of John Elway and Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon. Jim Everett led the league in touchdowns 2 years in a row, and he was a Pro Bowler. The only guy that I could say the only guy that can go into San Francisco and stand toe to toe with the 49ers and beat them, because we would always split with them. He was an amazing quarterback. He just never got his due, kind of like Stafford, because basically we traded Eric Dickerson, and the draft picks that we used, we didn't use them on the right guys. That's another story. John Robinson wanted to use them on a Michael Irvin and a Thurman Thomas, but the Ram GM wouldn't allow it. John Robinson didn't have that full power, so things would have been different. But that's another story. But so for a few years that he had Flipper Anderson, Henry Allard. I love the tight end Pete Houlihan, and amazing. Greg Bell at running back, amazing offense. And so there was like a 3-year span where we had a really good team, and then everybody started dropping off. We started losing players. We started, guys retired, and he never got a chance to redeem himself. Then he got traded to to the Saints, and they gutted the team. They gutted the team, so they were a 7-9, 9-7 team now because he had to carry the load there, and he had some great games. I still followed him, but he was up there in yards and passing yards, but he never got a chance to redeem himself. That's one thing about him. I wish, even if it wasn't with the Rams, I wish he had a chance to go on a team that was stacked and he can just let it flow. As long as we had Jim Everett, we always had a chance to win. It's nothing. It's just like Matthew Stafford. It's always nice to have a big, strong arm quarterback that can. I remember this guy. He would get hot and he'd throw 15, 18 passes in a row. Boom, boom. The guys would turn around. Boom, it's right there. And he would get hot like that. And amazing guy. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. Unfortunately, like I said, the team around him started to kind of like Mark Bolger, the Greatest Show on Turf years when he took over. Marshall Faulk started having issues, and the guys that we drafted because we were always in the Super Bowl run didn't turn out, and kind of imploded from inside. And then we ended up getting Chuck Knox, Ground Chuck, as a retread coach, and that's not the passing game that we used to have Ernie Zampese, offensive coordinator, and so things just went bad. So I wish he could have redeemed himself. GB Shadow, what's up, brother? He says, love the Rams history lessons. Oh man, I lived through it, man. Jim Everett, they show the Phantom sacks and the 49ers championship game, and yeah, I didn't like that happened, but he was in through some wars, man. I mean, Jerome Brown and Reggie White were some of the fiercest. The Philadelphia Eagles had some of the fiercest, and they're East Coast team. They were known for being rugged at that time. You think they're rugged now, but fiercest teams in the NFL. Imagine Reggie White coming at you, and then you go in their house and beat them. And so Jim Everett led that, and then you go into LT's Giants with Carson Banks and all those guys, LT, and I believe Belichick was a defensive coordinator, and we go in there and beat them. For some reason, Jim Everett would always have good luck against the Giants with LT. He would always beat them. He was like 5-1 against them lifetime. And then we go to have to play the 49ers rested and ready for us, and we have 3 offensive linemen hurt. He just, it was just 3 straight wars, and he couldn't hold up. And the next year, just so we know, that was 1989, 1990. The Rams went into San Francisco, and the Rams beat them. The Niners were undefeated, something like 7-0 or something, and the Rams went into Candlestick Park with Jim Everett. And I remember Cleveland Gary running back had a great game, but Jim Everett got the win and beat them. So he redeemed himself in that one game. But I wish we could have got a team around him so he could have. He was a really good quarterback. But thank you, GP Shadow, for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. GP Shadow, sorry, brother. AMS said, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Do you remember Buford McGee? Yes, I do. Buford McGee, Delpino. Buford McGee. I always say stuff when there's guys with certain numbers. Like, remember, we had Jake Don't Fake the Funk, running back, fullback. I go, hey, Shane, and he does a good play, and in the preseason, I'm like, shades of a young Mike Gooman, bring out the old guys. Do you remember Todd Kitchen? Yes, we used to call him the guy that had heart. Yes, Todd Kitchen. Todd Kitchen is the guy that we used to call Forrest Gump because he was a good kick returner. And, I still play Tecmo Bowl. If you ever guys I'm an old guy, but the old Tecmo, the NES, the Tecmo Bowl, they made a Tecmo Super Bowl. And that had the Los Angeles Rams in it. In the first version with Bo Jackson, it didn't have the Rams. And Todd Kitchen's in there. And the more you play, the more you win, your guys get better. And so he's in there, touchdown Todd Kitchen. And you can move your players around. But yeah, that's, the guy had heart. I love Todd Kitchen. He was cool. The memories, man, the memories of the Rams is awesome. Hey, what's up, Johnny G? He saw wow, Wagner gang. Yeah, when they say bang, bang. He said, bang, bang. Well, you guys got a flat tire again? Bang, bang. But yeah, the old memories, I lived through it, the Ferragamo years. as a kid, throwing it to Billy Waddy, Preston Denard, Cullen Bryant was a fullback. We would always beat well, at least in that era, in the 70s, we'd always beat the Cowboys, just like we do now. 79, the Rams talk about that we retired Brady. We'll see, but the Rams when it said 1979, the Rams went into Dallas Stadium with Roger Staubach at quarterback, and this was towards the end of their swan song as far as that team's concerned, the Doomsday Defense and all that. And Jim Everett, I got him on my mind. Vince Ferragamo and the boys went into Dallas and shotgun formation. He dropped back, I believe, and threw a dart over the middle, I think it was just barely tipped the linebacker, and went into Henry Allard, went into Billy Waddy's arms, number 80. He wore number 80 as well, and went into the end zone, and the Rams won and knocked the Cowboys out, and they retired Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach retired the next year, and the Rams went on and beat Tampa Bay, and they went on to the Super Bowl. So great memories. Eric Dickerson against the Cowboys, 248 yards rushing in a playoff game. Amazing team, But that's why I bring up Jim Everett, because that Rams team with Eric Dickerson. Imagine the '89 Rams with Eric Dickerson at the running back instead of Greg Bell. Yeah, great memories. That's why these guys. The football is football. It's a kid's game. We get invested because we follow our favorite players, and like the Lions, they were happy for Matthew Stafford that he won his Super Bowl. They saw the aches and pains that he went through, being a Lion, it's so great that they were able to they feel like they won the Super Bowl too, because he was the Lion for such a long time, and I really props to them. I know how they feel, because when Jim Everett left the Rams, I was upset. I'm like, what? We had the TJ Rubley back then, and boy, it was going right into the Tony Banks era, and we went through ups and downs, but we'd be at the sports bar, and I'd be watching the Rams here, and I'd make sure, hey, can you guys put the Saints game right here? Jim Everett was with the Saints, and he's beating the 49ers. I was able to root for him, playing against other teams, except for when they played us. I'd want him to have a good game, but I want us to win it at the end, But yeah, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks, because he was just an amazing, deep ball thrower, strong arm, post patterns, amazing guy, amazing. If you ever see Jim Everett films, they have that stupid Phantom Sack video on YouTube. Maybe I need to post some videos about him, but he was amazing. Even his first game, you talk about rookies coming in. I remember his first game against the Patriots, and he comes in and throws 3 straight touchdown passes to bring us back. The Rams were behind. They brought him in, and he lit a fire. He just came in and started launching balls, and 3 straight touchdowns. I remember his rookie year. I remember it like it was yesterday. MS says, I remember the Rams playing in Candlestick, and the Rams went up 7-0, and that's right, Todd Kitchen punched the goalpost, and we lost 40-7. Yeah, he did that because the Niners would, they had our number at that time, similar to these last few years, but we come and go. Before Bill Walsh took over the 49ers, nobody really, the Niners always had a decent fan base in San Francisco, but they didn't win a Super Bowl yet before Bill Walsh took over. And the Rams had their way with the 49ers. The Rams had won the division, like, I want to say 12 to 14 straight years, and the division looked different because we had the Falcons in there, and the Saints were in our division. And but yeah, before Bill Walsh came and injected life into them, and they got that thunder in a bottle, winning those 5 Super Bowls. They they weren't even talked about as one of the better teams. They were basically what the Bengals are to the Steelers for us. That's why when you talk to old school players like Jack Youngblood or Mac, the lineman, players from the 70s, the late 70s, early 70s, 60s, they look at the 49ers like, what do you make a big deal about them for? Because they weren't a big deal back then. They didn't win anything. They hadn't won a Super Bowl. They hadn't won an NFL championship either. The Rams have 2 Super Bowls, and they won 2 NFL championships before they called it Super Bowl. One in Los Angeles in 1951 and one in Cleveland when they were the Cleveland Rams, 1945. So you can go back in a time machine and, your grandpa's pop would have saw the Rams in a championship or at least won the championship. And he could have rooted for them then. And then in the 60s, the championship fights with the Vikings. The 70s, we went to the Super Bowl. The 80s, the 80s, we went to the championship game. The 90s, 99 won the Super Bowl. 2000s, 2001, we won the Super Bowl. 2021 won the Super Bowl. 2021 went to the Super Bowl again. You can go in a time machine, and the Rams are good for at least one championship run in each of the decades, except for the 1937 year that we were established. Amazing franchise. We don't get our due when it comes to that. Let's see. GP Shadow says a lot of Lions fans are jumping off the bandwagon now. Yeah, they say, well, I'm a Lion. They're. Are you talking about the Lions fans are jumping off the Lion bandwagon or the Stafford bandwagon? Patrick says, post some videos of him in the future. I will, Patrick. You know what? I will, and so be on the lookout for that. I will, because I think I'll title it something like Jim Everett, one of the least known great Ram quarterbacks in Rams history. Because guess who's the leading passer in NFL? Guess who's the leading passer in Rams history? Norm Van Brocklin, no. Vince Ferragamo, no. The great Roman Gabriel, no. Kurt Warner, the man who took us to 2 Super Bowls, went to a third with the Cardinals, no. Jim Everett is the all-time leading passing quarterback as a Ram, period. Still, that just shows you he was a gunslinger, boy. He can sling that ball. But yeah, I will. I definitely will, man. I definitely will. Unfortunately, he doesn't get his due. Just like there were people talk smack about him because he never got the Super Bowl. He never got a chance to redeem himself in that last championship game that he played. But just like Stafford before this year, they're always, oh, can he do it? He's a good quarterback. What are you talking about? But yeah, I definitely will, Patrick. Thank you for. I think I will. Johnny G says 69ers were nobodies before the 80s. Yeah, yeah, that's true. They were a decent team. They had their decent games against us. We were rivals, but they couldn't make the playoffs or deep in the playoffs. And honestly, I'm not just talking smack. What's up, Tribe? Thank you for coming in, brother. We have 4 titles, big deal. Only one behind the jerk-off Niners. We'll catch them sooner or later. Yeah, the 5 Super Bowls. So let's look at that real quick. So check this out. So the 79 Rams, they lost to the Steelers with Vince Ferragamo and all that. They were leading the whole way, and we had an inexperienced quarterback at Jim Everett. I'm not Jim Everett. I got him on my mind still. Vince Ferragamo. And we ended up losing the game. And there was one play where one of our safeties caught the ball, could have had a pick six, but dropped it. And, that happens. But my point is this. In the 81 Super Bowl, their first one, Hacksaw Reynolds used to be a Rams linebacker. Hacksaw Reynolds is his nickname, Hacksaw. They were picking us up. Once we lost that Super Bowl and our owner, Carol Rosenblum, passed away, so to speak, and the woman who shall be nameless took over his his showgirl wife. She was a showgirl, so to speak, like a supermodel type. Took over for him when he passed away. I say that because he. So an interesting story. He was a world-class swimmer in high school, and he ended up drowning on a yacht. He was an older guy, but he was kind of like a Jerry Jones, that he didn't like to lose. He would get guys to come in. And so I always say if he would have lived, the 49ers dynasty wouldn't happen, because he would have been instrumental in taking some of the players that they ended up getting. But anyway, my point is this: the '81 Super Bowl, the Niners had a play where they needed to stop the Bengals from getting in there and taking the lead in the game. And Hacksaw Reynolds was signed from the Rams and saved their bacon and helped them win that Super Bowl. And then they end up picking up running back Wendell Tyler, a longtime Ram, and helped them win the Super Bowl. So and then they couldn't get over the hump against the Cowboys, and they ended up getting Deion Sanders to help them win that one ring in '94. It's funny now that Niners talk about, oh, you guys had to build a super team to win. You guys were doing that a long time ago, and you were backloading contracts, and the 49ers ended up Eddie DeBartolo ended up being fined and losing draft picks because they were doing some shady salary cap stuff. Carmen Policy, the GM of the 49ers, was fired, and Eddie DeBartolo ended up losing his team. He ended up losing the 49ers franchise. He's basically had to leave it to his sister, because he got caught in quote unquote alleged racketeering scandal that he had to give. He was a shady guy. He was a good guy when it comes to the players. He was a shady character, and he ended up losing the 49er team. Imagine that, a team that you helped, got players to win those Super Bowls and backloaded contracts, and end up getting fined and lose draft picks because of the way you were wheeling and dealing, and then only to be caught in a racketeering scandal allegedly. And he ended up having his Donald Trump ended up expunging his criminal past. So amazing stories. You can almost write a book about that, about the 49ers. And Eddie, we call him Eddie DeChidolo. But you do what you got to do to win. But yeah, amazing. So those 5 Super Bowls, I say put an asterisk on it, because they're always saying put an asterisk on the Patriots because of the cheat, the cheat gate and all that. Well, hey, you guys aren't very far off, fellas. Just to crap at them, but yeah, it's funny going back and forth. Patrick, let's see here. Let's see. I lost I'm sorry. I start chatting, and GP Shadow says, "What do you think about the Raiders at Rams for the season opener?" Man, I can't wait. There's going to be a lot of Raider fans, and that's fine. That doesn't bother me. I love for them to walk away losing like the 49ers fans did in the NFC Championship game. It's going to be a great game, man. I can't wait to go. I can't wait. GP Shadow says Stafford bandwagon, I guess, but Detroit Rams thing is the thing. Yeah, the Detroit Rams thing. I saw shirts where they had a lion with a ram horn or ram helmet. I can't remember what I saw, but they were on the board. But yeah, now they're back to their team. They're just happy for Stafford. But yeah, it was funny. It was props to them for doing that. Patrick Jennings says, thanks. I need to know more about him. I'm only 33 and I was born. Oh, God bless you, man. I was born January 5th in 69. 20 years older than you. Amazing. God bless you. 89, the year of the Niners lost. Yeah, man, you need for the championship game, you can watch it, but it was horrible. The offensive line was, but look at the games before that. The 2 playoff games, I think you can YouTube them. 1989 Rams versus Eagles, 1989 Rams versus Giants. The 89 season, I think there's a season video available. Maybe on the NFL Network, there might be a 1989, but YouTube 1989 season. Just to give you an idea, 1988, Jim Everett's second year in the NFL, the Rams needed to get to the playoffs. They needed to beat. It's funny how things come full circle. The Niners beat us to get into the playoffs this year at home. The Rams in 1988 with the second-year quarterback Jim Everett. We had just traded Eric Dickerson a couple years earlier. Needed to get a win in Candlestick, right? And so we're playing the 49ers. We needed to get that win to get the wild card. And we go in there and we whip their butt, 33-10, I think it was. Joe Montana, they talk about the Phantom sack in the '89 championship game. If you're able to see the film of Joe Montana, we punished him. Kevin Green told him what he was going to do to him, too. And Kevin Green had like 3 sacks or 4 sacks. Jim Everett had like 4 touchdowns in Candlestick. I remember saying, hey, you guys going to have that statue of Jim Everett in front of Candlestick? The Rams beat him 33-10 and got into the playoffs. And, they were mercifully brutalizing Joe Montana. He was kneeling kind of like Jim Everett did in the championship game. Amazing game. Amazing. So, quarterback, that happens when you got big guys beating on you, but yeah, that was a heck of a game. Amazing era. John Robinson is the all-time winningest coach in Rams history. One of my favorite Ram coaches. Sean McVay is getting up there. But in the era of dynasty of the Niners, he went to 2 championship games in '85 and '89. Amazing, John Robinson. USC coach, too. One of my favorite coaches. Brian Smith's the show group prostitute. Yeah, you know what, man? May she rest in peace. But she took my Rams, and whatever. It is what it is. It was loyalty over location, and my brothers in St. Louis understand as well. Loyalty over location. We don't have a saying where our team goes, but yeah, she was something else. She didn't want to play the player. It's just embarrassing when she was owner. When they went to St. Louis, they had to play the players because they had to fill the seats. And luckily, we were able to get the chip in St. Louis. Bradford. Yeah, Bradford had some. They didn't get him receivers. They didn't get Bradford receivers, and then he started getting injured. And Bradford was really a decent quarterback. Patrick says you need a great defense to go with the offense. That's right, and that can score. Our defense was asked when Bradford was there, and so I don't see us doing anything if he was 100. Yeah, that's true. We would have an iffy defense, and they didn't get him a receiver either, a main receiver. We even had dang it. We had a receiver kind of like Edelman. I can't remember his name now. That sucks that I can't remember his name. And he ended up going to the Patriots too. It's not Edelman, but he played like him. Hey, Mike Hoffman, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. But we never got him a number 1 receiver. We basically wasted Steven Jackson's career, man. He was a great Ram. That guy was a beast. One of my favorite running backs to go with Jerome Bettis, Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson. Thank you for coming in, Mike Hoffman. Appreciate it. JP Shadow says, I don't know really know when the opening game is. I meant hypothetically. Yeah, I knew what you meant. We're going to play them regardless, but yeah, with the ring ceremony beginning in front of a previous LA team, that would be funny. I'd rather do it against the Niners because of my hate for the Niners. I'd rather post that banner because we beat them in the championship game. And I'm sure for the Raider fans, we'll have some video Super Bowl tributes to them, and we'll have some little needlings to them that the LA's team won the Super Bowl. I'm sure we'll have some of that too in the video, because when I was at the Raider game the last time in the preseason, they were all happy that they won. They pulled out a preseason game and they were acting like they won the Super Bowl. But in the middle of that season, they had a video. The middle of that game at halftime, they had a video of the Rams when they actually played a regular season game, and we had Todd Gurley, and they show the one where Marcus Peterson jumps in the back of the end zone in the black hole. He grabs his crotch going in with the ball in his hand to get that touchdown. It was hilarious. The Raider fans were just it was funny. But I would love to rather do it against the 49ers just to rub it in. But yeah, Mike, I was loyalty over location. That's right, man. Because we don't have any, I feel for my St. Louis brothers and sisters, my Ramelia. We don't have, it's a business. It sucks that the teams move. We're all Ramelia or Ramley, that stands for Ram family. So we say Ramley or Ramelia. We don't have any choice. So, We don't. The Cowboys were close to moving when the Cowboys were in their 1-16 phase. Jerry Jones, the talk of that at least. The Patriots were supposed to go to St. Louis, but Robert Kraft took over the team and ended up keeping him there. The stadium was supposed to be for the Patriots, so we don't have any choice to where a team goes. But it's loyalty over location. Mike Thomas says the woman that shall be nameless. Yes. Mike Thomas says Bradford was good, but they didn't build around. That's right, man. That was sad. Hey, Graniger 12, what's up, brother? Hey, man. He says, did you just go on? I seen your show come up. Yeah, I just did it. Just for a few minutes because I saw at last minute because I saw Wilson is gonna. Bobby Wagner is gonna be available, and so I was like, can Les Snead do it again? That would be amazing if we were able to get a Bobby Wagner. Thank you for coming in. Johnny G says, I think that we might play the Cowboys or Bills in the opener. That's a possibility too. And I heard that we might get pulled into the Arizona Mexico City game. I don't know how I feel about that. We might play Mexico City. So I don't know. That'd be neat. I don't know, man. If they do, I don't know. Maybe I'll go over there. I don't know. Just talking. Amendola, thank you, Mike Hoffman. Amendola was a decent quarterback, but he was young at that time. He was kind of like a poor man's Cooper Kupp and kind of an Edelman type. He was a heck of a receiver as he went on when Brady got him. But yeah, Amendola, thank you. Johnny G says our Raiders are going to be the bottom of the division. They ain't beating the Broncos anymore. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. Wilson's no slouch. We had our success against him, but he's a magician. Johnny says Rams whipped them sorry ass Raiders 52-0 in 2014. Yeah, man, that was amazing. That was an amazing game. Will Miller, what's up, brother? What's up, my guy? He says, what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it, brother. That's my St. Louis brother. Will Miller. Jim Foster. He says F Rombo. Will Miller, I can't believe they're the Vegas Raiders. I still sometimes think they're still in Oakland. Yeah, that sucks for the Oakland, fans. That's one thing that Al Davis, may he rest in peace. All his moving and lawsuits against the NFL never got the Raiders their own stadium. The lady who shall be nameless at least got the Rams a stadium in St. Louis. Al Davis never got him a stadium. And he could have got the money and got it. Did it, but may he rest in peace. But he never got him a stadium. Wilmer says, "Yeah, I love to get Wagner." Yes, that's why I was thinking about it, and I saw some social media post. I was like, that's a good point. That Les Snead, if he can do it, especially if he can get Vaughn back. Now, I'm saying this, and just to be greedy, maybe we get Vaughn back and get Wagner. But if we can't get Vaughn back, I'd love to have him shore up our linemen, give him some kind of like a coach on the field, like a Weddle, in the Super Bowl, and maybe he want to play for a winner and get that ring and you give us a cap friendly deal. We'll see how it works out, but I would love to see him in blue and gold. I would love it, blue and yellow. Wilmer says, "Oh, I remember Danny Amendola. He was all right. Yeah, Danny Amendola. He was okay, but we didn't have. He was young then. He was still a good receiver, but yeah, he was really young. The combine receivers are fast. Yeah, I saw a lot of fast guys. Unfortunately, it's this year. We got Tutu Atwell who didn't really show me anything, and yeah, so hopefully he'll redeem himself this year. Tutu Atwell. And then Jacob Harris never got a chance to go off. And, Graniger 12 says Al Davis has the money. Al Davis had the money. He should have gotten the team a stadium. He should have. Just like a lot of NFL owners, they want the city to pay and not the people or fans. Yeah, as a Ram season ticket holder, they just hit me up about, you got to pay your dues for the PSL. And, that's where it's not fun as a fan, the whole business side of it. I just like to be able to buy a ticket and go see the game, but if you want to get your seats where they are. You got to pay for the PSL, and I'm not a fan of that at all. It's just horrible the way it is. Wilmer says, I think Robert Woods is going to have a great year. I do too. I love Robert Woods, and I'm glad that he got a ring. Unfortunately, it's a little bitter pill for him because he didn't play in the Super Bowl, but he deserves it, and he played during the year, and he helped us get to this point. He helped build this offense with McVay and Cooper Kupp. So yeah, I'm glad he's going to be able to come back, and I think he's going to have a big year as well, especially because OBJ is not going to be available. I believe we're going to re-sign him until late October, November, and I think Woods might be available game 1 or within a few weeks of the season opening, if everything goes fine. Johnny G says, Jim Foster, Rumbles team has been a fluke since '94. Yeah, Jim Foster, God bless you, brother. Patrick J. Jennings says, we got a defense that was built over years and got the best defensive player in the world. Yes, Aaron freaking Donald, baby. The GOAT of this era. I'm kind of getting on board with everybody that he should have been a co-MVP with Kupp. I wouldn't have minded if they gave it to Stafford too, because he led the comeback, and offense. I could have been Stafford, like the Dodgers did back in the day with the Yankees. They had co-MVPs, Steve Garvey, Ron Say, and one of my favorite Dodgers, Pedro Guerrero, in the '81 World Championship. Co-MVPs. I would have loved to have seen this at Stafford, Kupp, and Stafford, Kupp, and Donald, all MVPs, co-MVPs, because without them, it was something else. Oh yeah, the stadium, the baseball stadium. Will Miller says, Mike Hoffman, imagine the trade for Jonathan Taylor. Oh man. Okay, so my boy Jim Foster, there's a show called Rombo Show. It's a 49er show, and he kind of gave it to him. I'll just say it that way. I try to keep it a family show as much as I can. He kind of, he let him in. He propped up our Rams and kind of gave it to him on his show, and and so my boy Jim Foster, God bless you, brother. I appreciate your passion, man. Patrick J. Jennings, Jonathan Taylor would be a great upgrade. Yeah, man. It's one of those things that because of our cap situation and the guys that we have, we just got to kind of get the bargain bin, but then also get a big deal. We'll see what happens with free agency, but there's plenty of time. I just was the Wagner thing. We'll see what happens. I was just getting stoked thinking about it. The more so, the more I see Von Miller playing the free agent game and saying that, hey, Bronco family, I'm here or whatever, he's going back and forth. First, he had a checklist with the Rams, NFC West check, NFC Championship check, Super Bowl check, run it back, and then it's got a box ready for a check. He's kind of just playing the games. His agent probably got a hold of him. We'll see what happens. There's plenty of time. Johnny G says the woman that should be nameless is such a bad owner. She didn't try to block Al Davis to move into Rams territory. Carol Rosenbluth wouldn't have allowed that. Yeah, that's right. For me, and this is my opinion, the NFL owners, because of the type of owner she was basically the wife of Carol Rosenbluth. He was kind of like a God bless him, a Jerry Buss owner. He liked the height, he had a beautiful wife, and she was kind of like a showgirl wife, they called her. I don't know if that's true. I think she was an entertainer, singer or something, dancer or something like that. But she was very beautiful, and he was an older gentleman, and he ended up drowning, and she took over the team. And I think the owners didn't take her seriously. Kind of the opposite of what Kroenke has with Jerry Jones and the Crafts. They're respected. Their voice means weight. Because the Rams were supposed to move into Anaheim Stadium as a ploy to get the Coliseum guys to upgrade the Coliseum, and so they ended up staying in the Anaheim Coliseum, and so she didn't really have a big voice. She was basically ran by, in my opinion, John Shaw, the henchman, her henchman, GM at that time, and she took the Rams sons that Carol Rosen left behind. She never gave them any power. The team was supposed to be left to his sons, and so she took over, and she never gave them any kind of power until they got fed up, and she let them buy them out. So it's just horrible what happened, but we're back on course. It's an interesting story. Mike Hoffman says Akers and Michelle have been making me mad all year. It would have been nice to have Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. But Sony Michelle, for what we got him for, basically, I like to say a bag of chips and a Coke. He did what he had to do to get us there. With their Darrell Henderson being so injury prone, he's a weapon when he's out there. But he did serve his purpose. He's probably going to be gone now. In free agency. And so, Jonathan Taylor would be a definite upgrade. Will Miller says we have a very deep team, so if we lose some guys, it is what it is. But I think we'll get some good players in free. Yeah, that's a good point because we have like 48 players on our 53-man roster coming back under contract. The main guys like the Cooper Kupps and Robert Woods and Ramses are there for another 2 years signed. So we're good. The couple guys that I hate to lose is maybe Sebastian Joseph Day. Maybe Note Boom. We'll see what happens. Jim. I heard that too. But yeah, Jim Frost says you need to collab with the Rams House TV channel. Yeah, man, they're my Ram brothers too. I hit them up sometimes on Instagram and on here, and I see them on other shows. But yeah, I would love to do that. Once I start getting more, like getting my tech stuff inputted over the summer, I'm gonna have it where I can highlight you guys' comments and put graphics around, and maybe hit if somebody gives me a hell of a take, I'll hit a fire and maybe have a little graphic on the bottom of Aaron Donald sacking Garoppolo or something like that. Once I start doing that stuff, then I'd like to collab. But I still go on some other shows. But yeah, that's definitely a must. I love those guys. Rams House TV, they're comedy and they're really great Ram fans. Very passionate. Wimler says there's always a conflict with teams, cities building stadiums, but Lucky Kroenke paid for it. Yeah, Kroenke, he paid for most of it, and then the Chargers owner put in his $5 or whatever it is. He they only pay $1 ceremonial rent to the Rams for using our stadium. We get a percentage on the concessions and things like that, but from what I understand, but anything that's not football related, like the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl, that's Kroenke, but concerts or anything that has to do with any venues, that all goes to the Rams. So, at least he did pay for most of it. But yeah, PSLs really suck. Jim Foster says, let's see. I already got that. Jim, I've heard that too about the woman who shall be nameless. Who knows? But yeah, it didn't make sense when I heard that he was a world-class swimmer and he drowned. But it's talking about the Rams owner, Carol Rosenblum from back in the day. Kroenke's wife is part owner of Walmart or something, and he has money. Yeah, his wife's Sam's Club and Walmart. Amazing money. Johnny G says, I'm looking forward to the game against the Chiefs. Yes, hopefully that'll be a Super Bowl. Johnny G, hopefully that'll be a Super Bowl preview. I would love to play them in the Super Bowl. The no-look master against the no-look up-and-comer pass. No-look up-and-comer Mahomes. Wilmer says, Johnny Hacker has been here forever. He's my favorite punter for sure. I wish we still had Greg Legg. Yeah, I wish Greg Legg was the old Greg Legg, and unfortunately he didn't get a ring. But yeah, he started to not be able to make kicks, and like he used to. And Johnny Hecker, I almost wanted us to get Borkes from the Broncos during preseason because he was booing that ball, and then he had some struggles during the season. But I'm glad Hecker got a ring, and all said and done. And then he mishapped in the Super Bowl and the extra point, Johnny Hecker. So, but it is what it is. We've got the chip, and it is what it is. Mike Hoffman says Carson Wentz in Washington now. Oh wow, hot off the presses. I didn't see that. Thank you, brother. Grander Trust, Remilio, did you see German in Venice and at the Rams Parades? He did a video, but I didn't know if you've seen him. Did you get Peo a Ram shirt that was made locally there? No, I got him some other stuff. I have some special. I have some. Peo's my Ram brother. I really like the guy, and he's a cool dude. And I appreciate what he does for the Rams community. I sent him a Rams that Rams house banner up there from the season opener of the SoFly Stadium, and I got some surprises that I'm going to send to him. I haven't had a chance to ship it out yet because there was some other things I wanted to add to it, and it's just slow moving. But yeah, I didn't get him a shirt like that, but I got him some things that he's going to love. But yeah, thank you. It was I didn't see the German guy in Venice, but it was okay. It's funny that you see the videos, but all the Rams, they're trying to make mock of the Rams parade. There was a lot of people. When the first beginning, it's not going to be like the Dodgers and Lakers parades because the Dodgers have been established and Lakers for years. But there was a lot of people when the parade first started. There was a good amount of people, and then it got bigger. And then where I was at is where they were. As I walked up, I was like, wow, look at all these people. And there was a lot of vendors. I got the Ram chain here from a local vendor. There was a lot of vendors selling shirts. I don't have it with me here, but I got a Ram shirt. I got my sister's shirt. But as we walked past the people, there was a lot of people. There were people in the buildings and the rafters. There were construction guys watching it. As I walked to where the rally was going to be, it was a lot of people. If you ever seen that movie with Brad Pitt about the zombies where they're all just coming in, there's even videos of it. There's a lot of people after you got past the parade, the people were walking towards the venue where we were and where the rally was. And I had to say, you know what? I had my niece with me and my brother-in-law and my sister. I said, you know what? Let's go over here to the right. Let's go to the side on the curb because it was wall-to-wall people. And I had my mask on, and it was beautiful to see. They had huge screens. They had it blocked off so you couldn't get too close to the players. In front of the players, there was a stage. The players were about 40 yards, 30 yards away from the fans. They had it fenced off. And there was like I guess the family and media and whatever in here in front. So there's a couple of times where audio where they're saying, hey, this and that. And then it's a delay. And then you hear a cheer. It's in the beginning of the cheer. There's not a loud cheer because the people here are not big Ram fans per se. They're family members or media. And then 30 yards back is all the people. And there was so many people. I had to move to the side and get on the curb. And I was getting claustrophobic because you're literally walking wall. Excuse me, brother. Excuse me. I had my hand on my phone and stuff so I don't drop it and bump into somebody. But there was a lot of people. I have videos for that guy. So thank you for reminding me. I have a lot of stuff in the can that I've been saving because the off season is going to be a little boring for us after the melee of who do we keep, who do we not keep, who do we draft with our 8 picks. Once that's over, I'm going to start posting videos that I have in the can just to help us get through the season. But we're just enjoying this time around Super Bowl fans of the Rams Super Bowl champs. It's wonderful. So yeah, there was a lot of people there. But I didn't see the German in Venice. I would have loved to have met him. Us big guys with our long hair, I would have took a picture with him. My comment says, I love your setup. Pretty slick. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. It's still evolving. I got some stuff coming. I got that Rams thing. It has a stand and it sits up and it's double-sided and it's got the Corona thing. I got that from a Food for Less grocery store. And hey man, what are you guys going to do with that? Oh, we usually throw them out or we have to give them back. I tell you what, man, can I come and get it? And they gave it to me. So awesome dudes at that Food for Less. And this was years back when the Rams first came back to LA. And then I have the Super Bowl championship banner, the new one coming. I'm gonna get a picture of the poster of the halftime show with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Mary J. Blige, and I got lanyards from the Super Bowl. I'll be posting them up, amazing, just an amazing time to be a Ram fan, amazing. GP status is a 310 Ramulate. Let's see. Brian Smith says very, very cool pale time gifts. Yeah, he's my brother. I mean, he's all you guys are my Ram family, my Rams brothers and sisters, and Ramelia. But I really dig that brother. He's my dude. He's a really positive influence, and I really appreciate that guy. He's really cool. All the Rams YouTubers and communities are bloggers are really great. Rams House TV, to name a few. They're all great. Sheriff Joe Baggs, how much. Jim Flash says, how much do you pay for your season tickets? Well, we pay for the PSL, which is a few $100s. I pay altogether about $860, and they break it up in payments for my seats. I'm kind of like just above the mid row between the 20 and 30 yard line in the corner. I would have loved to have got closer to the 50, but because when I got my seats after the pandemic happened, they wouldn't let me do the one or two seats. You had to do multiple seats to get closer. So whatever. There's no bad seat in SoFly Stadium, but I love having season tickets. But yeah, it's amazing though. Will Miller, I was at the parade, but I couldn't actually go to the Super Bowl because it was so expensive. But you were at that's awesome, Will. I'm glad. I was glad to be in LA. It was still pretty awesome. Oh, that's good, man. That's awesome, man. I'm so glad. So you know what I mean about the people, man. Yeah, go Rams, he says. Yes. John G says, the East Coast bias media are pushing the false narrative that we have no fans. Rams parade was packed and the next one will be bigger. Yeah, whatever. It bothers me in the sense that, come on, you're not telling the truth, right? Like I said, I'm a Rams, Lakers, and Dodger fan. Kings fan, USC fan too. USC football. Our parade is not going to be the size of the Dodgers and Lakers just because they've been here for decades. They never left. The Ram fan base, they haven't been here for 20 plus years. A lot of people that are in their 20s, late 20s, early 20s, have already picked a team. The Rams are getting acclimated back. There's a lot of OG fans, and there's a lot of people that died in 20 years. Let's face it. But now you're going to have this. So there's a lot of fans, but they're not going to be as large as that because of that. But you're going to have this and I talked about that on Rambo's show. You're going to have 49er fans or Bronco fans or Cowboys fans that are from California, whatever fans they are, Green Bay. You're going to have their niece or their nephews or their sons, their daughters. They're already not brainwashed. Hey, I want a Cooper Kupp jersey because the Rams are in Los Angeles. They're in the primetime games. They're in the Super Bowl. They're winning. I want a Stafford jersey, dad or grandma or uncle. Or I want a Aaron Donald jersey. The new generations will be Ram fans in Los Angeles. So I'm not worried about that. But there was a lot of Ram fans. I was there. It was crazy, man. And when the rally was, like I said, I couldn't stand. I mean, people were wall-to-wall people. I had to move over to the side, and it was a huge area. And on the sidelines, there was a lot of Ram fans. So as big as the parade was there, it will be even bigger, like you said. But yeah, so yeah, they're gonna say what they want. They're just haters. But we live in Southern California, on the West Coast, and they're just haters. Woodler says I still have a Todd Gurley poster from In and Out, says Todd Gurley, and pretty. That's awesome, pretty slick. I wish Gurley got a ring. Me too, man. I wish that he. I wish that he would have been the old Todd Gurley in that Super Bowl. We would have scored more than 3 points. The explosive Todd Gurley, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Todd Gurley. He was one of my favorite Rams. I have his jersey. You can't see it, but I have his jersey off to the side. Wilmer says, I think we have the best fans because we were family. Yes, that's right, man. It's funny. I saw a Niner fan, and props to them, but they're, they try to say, oh, that's fun, whatever, bang, bang, Niner gang, whatever. And they say, Ramilia, what? And so I saw this one guy's called Niner Familia. And like, okay, well, that's cool, but our name goes with the family. So, I see somebody say, what did they say? I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Somebody said Ram family or something. That was kind of a neat way to say it too. But I like Ramley or Ramilia because it involves, it means our team, and that we're a big family as Ram fans. So, nation and all that, and empire, and yeah, that's been done. And it doesn't really mean much. I like, to me, at least in my opinion, Ramilia or Ramley, because we're family. We're Ram brothers and sisters. And, Jim Fox says baseball needs to start. I miss our Dodgers. Yeah, man, crazy baseball. The only thing that's getting me through is I'm always looking at what other Super Bowl gear to get right now as a Ram fan. But yeah, and my Lakers are, may they rest in peace. But we've been spoiled as a Laker fans. They have a past to be bad. I don't like it, but it is what it is. But Wilbur says people who talk bad about our fans are just salty. Their team didn't win this. So that's right. It's funny because the Niner fans are talking about the parade, and like, oh, that's all you guys have to talk about. Who's having a parade and who's home watching it on TV? Who's home watching the parades on TV or on social media. But yeah, it's funny. It is what it is. It's fun to go back and forth. Right now is our time to gloat. We have a right to, as Ram fans, and we have a lot invested in this team, financially and gear and stuff and tickets, and more importantly, emotional wise, and we cry in tears and happiness and of tears of joy, and so we have a right to gloat right now. Yeah, the Lakers will be back one day, top one day. Yeah, that's one thing about the Lakers, is that they will be back on top sooner or later. Jim Foster says Durley is a Salvage player. He wouldn't play through pain. And once he got paid big, he was a totally different guy. Glad he didn't get a ring. Well, once we didn't get him, he started saying stuff about the team, but he was just mad that they got rid of him. He's still a young guy. Really, unfortunately, his knee didn't hold up. But he's still a young guy, and he was giving props to this Ram team. I saw on somebody's podcast, but yeah, I would have loved for him to get a ring with us, though. That's what I'm saying, at that time. But he's not a Ram anymore, and he'll always be a Ram for what he did for us. He got us to help us get to the Super Bowl. But everybody has a right to their opinion. There's no wrong way. People have a right to have their opinion. It's cool. Mike Hoffman says Niner fans salty they dropped the interception. That's true. I love hearing him say that. Eric, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. What's up, brother? He says, hey, Ramilia. Mike, on that one, I always say this. Pressure in a big game makes things happen like that. I alluded to the fact that when we played the 79 Super Bowl against the Steelers, the Rams safety Nolan Cromwell had a pick six right in his hands like this, kind of like Tart, but it was a bomb. This was a throw where you can just grab it and take off. He dropped it. Ramsey, if I do remember, I like to remind the Niners, dropped two interceptions. One towards the end, like this, on the sidelines, and one, it was kind of a wobbly pass, and he couldn't get a hold of it, but he dropped that one. That would have changed things too. We would have probably scored another touchdown. And then he dropped one that was lower, and he put his hands down. That happens in a pressure-packed game, and they're going to have, that's their Bill Buckner play. But that better them than us, And also, too, guys, there's an NFC Championship shirt, and I really suggest it. It says NFC Championship, and it has the 49er helmet here and the Ram helmet here. and I bought it because it goes with this hat. This hat here represents the Rams getting the championship game versus the Niners, where the Rams beat them at home. This hat here represents revenge for the 1989 championship game where the Rams lost to the 49ers when the Rams were beat up and the 3 offensive linemen were hurt and they creamed us. We got the lead, but they creamed us. This hat represents revenge, and that shirt is the shirt that goes to the hat, and it has the Niners on one side, the Rams on the side, and we know what happened. So I'm going to wear that team and say, "Hey, I remember the Niners." I'm going to wear that. I'm going to wear that shirt to the first game of the 49ers Rams game at SoFi Stadium after the Super Bowl. So that, and I'll hang it up back here, and I'll put I'll put it next to the hat. But that shirt, it's available on Pro Shop, NFC Championship Shirt, and so that will mean a lot to me because amazing. Imagine how we would have felt if the Niners would have beat us at our house and maybe won the Super Bowl. Imagine, amazing that we won. Eric says, I hope we go back to back. Me too, brother. That's what's on the table. We're definitely poised to go back. We'll see what happens with our free agents. Wilson in Denver, crazy. He says, Eric says, I've been a Ram fan since 1985. Oh, God bless you, brother. Yes. Amazing. Grander 12 says, over here, Arizona Cards land, they call the Rams the lamb chops. Like that puppet. Oh, the lamb chops. That's funny. We always call them the Woody Woodpeckers or the STP logo. Their logo, the bird looks like. I go, is that Woody Woodpecker or is that the STP logo? Oh, that's a cardinal. Oh, okay. We go back and forth. That's fun, but it reminds me of the old school Woody Woodpecker. If you ever get a chance, look up the old school Woody Woodpecker. Not the modern one so much, but the old school Woody Woodpecker picture and the STP old racing emblem. That's what it reminds me of. Eric says, I remember that game in 89. Yeah, man, the 89 season was amazing except for that one game, but the wars against the Eagles and the Giants before the championship game was amazing. Bryce Smith, some Niners fans act like Tart interception would have been ball game. That was 10 minutes to go. Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. But of course, you always look back and could have, would have, should have, this, that. But also they forget. Let's say, okay, let's tell you what. And you could always go, what could have, would have, should have. Let's just say we'll give you the interception. Go ahead and keep it. Let's say he caught it, right? Okay, so we'll give you that one. You give us that ball that Schronek dropped in the end zone earlier in the game. The ball's like this and it hit him in his hands. Give us that one. All right, so stop. Ramsey dropped 2 interceptions. Schronek dropped a touchdown. If we say, okay, let's cut out all the mistakes, all of our guys catch the ball, we would have had a touchdown. You have an interception, and we would have had two interceptions. There you go. Let them cry about it, but that's facts. Schronek had a touchdown in his hands and dropped it. Even Tart makes that catch. Yeah, exactly right. So, that's a good point, Jim Foster. Eric says 45, 51, 99, and 21. That's right. NFL champions, baby. If you had a grandpop and a granddad back in those eras, 1945 and 1951, you got to see the Rams win the NFL championship. And amazing. Wilmer says they can't afford lamb chop. Noah Stevens, what's up, brother? He says the Rams win the Super Bowl and my favorite hockey team wins the Stanley Cup this year. That's pretty awesome. Oh, God bless you, brother. That's awesome. Yes. Amazing year, man. Amazing year. I mean, I'm going to say this, and I don't expect it to happen, but the Rams could not do anything for the next decade. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I could live with it because the Rams got this Super Bowl versus the Niners in the championship game and in Los Angeles, and we can shut the Raiders up about that now. And they did win a Super Bowl, but it was a hollow Super Bowl in my opinion because they were Oakland's team. They didn't have any roots in in Los Angeles. They didn't win it at their home stadium, though. We did. And we had that heck of a halftime show with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Plus, we beat our division rival in the championship game to get there. All of ours are check better than what their Super Bowl was. So amazing. But yeah, so amazing. Gregory 12 says, hey, here comes the ice cream truck. Go get some ice cream. Will Miller says, Rams dynasty in the making. Man, I would love that. I would love for us to get a back-to-back Super Bowl. And even if we didn't, if we retooled the following year and win it in year 3 of the Stafford era, I could see that too. It's hard to win back-to-back, but I can see us, okay, licking our chops, whatever happens next year. And then we come back strong in the 3rd year and win it again. I would love that too, but I'd love to have back-to-back. But yeah, dynasties now are so hard because of the darn free agency cap. In my opinion, the 3 positions, defensive lineman, your main guy, left tackle, and quarterback should all be separate from the cap, so that way you can re-sign your guys. I would have loved to have that secondary that we had last year, the year before with Golf, going into Green Bay, and the Seahawks. I would love to have Johnny Johnson and all them with us this year, but we had to get rid of them. But it worked out fine. Will says, I've been a Rams fan for 27 years. I've been a Rams fan ever since I was born. That's awesome, Will, man. Yes, I've been a Rams fan since I was little. In 1979, Vince Ferragamo were playing the Steelers, and I didn't really watch football. I knew about football, and I picked the Rams, and ever since then, as a kid, I followed the Rams. Ferragamo, Billy Waddy, Preston Denard, Colin Bryant, Wendell Tyler, Jack Youngblood, Jim Youngblood, Hacksaw Reynolds, Nolan Cromwell, Jackie Slater, Duval Love, on and on, amazing teams, just amazing. I got proof, these pictures of me with the Rams clothes on as a child, been doing this as well. I believe it, man. You don't have to do that. I believe it. Don't let people get on you about, oh, you're a bandwagon fan. That's just hate. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh, now the Ram fans are coming out of the woodwork. No, we've been here. But that's fine if there's new Ram fans. I don't mean anything. I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, you look at I would say probably all those Niner fans that went to the SoFi Stadium, half of them are 25 or less, maybe, or 30. And most of them didn't even see those Super Bowls that the Niners won. And they're 49er fans. So they're a lot of them try to say, oh, look at all the bandwagon fans. Well, what are you talking about? At least, we got to see our Super Bowl live. Half of them didn't even see it live, So, but yeah, so yeah, don't you don't have to prove it. I believe you, man. I know that you are. Will Miller says, my dad was actually a Ram fan since 1960s. Oh, because my dad's family is from Salt Lake. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. He says, Will says, I think it's cool the Rams player in my hometown and my dad's hometown. That is awesome. And, like I would say, when the Rams were in St. Louis, there were 4 starters on the St. Louis team that won the Super Bowl. They won this. And you know what's weird is the Rams won the Super Bowl in Los Angeles Rams colors in St. Louis. The blue and gold, the blue and yellow, those were the Rams colors from Los Angeles. And they won it again in Los Angeles in the blue and whites, and blue and yellow and whites. And while they were in St. Louis, the St. Louis colors, the navy blue and gold, they weren't able to get that chip because of the 2001 darn Super Bowl. But it's amazing that the 2 Super Bowls they got, they won them in the Los Angeles Rams colors. How weird was that? I was just thinking about that. But yeah, so I was going to say the 99 set Super Bowl team had 4 starters that were originally drafted Los Angeles Rams. Isaac Bruce was drafted Los Angeles Rams. He made the winning catch. Todd Light and I can't remember the other 2 guys, but so they were both together to win that Super Bowl. And then you have Aaron Donald, who was drafted with the St. Louis Rams, and Hecker was drafted with the St. Louis Rams. So combination of both, it's beautiful. St. Louis and LA Rams together to win the Super Bowls. Amazing. Eric says Rams are the best. Yes, brother, I got you on that one. I believe that, and we are the best officially Super Bowl champions. Eric says blue and yellow is the best colors. I love it too. I liked the St. Louis colors, the white jersey, but I do prefer the blue and yellow just because I grew up with it. It's just a choice. It's just a jersey. It's a Ram jersey, but I prefer the blue and yellow just because I grew up with it. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with these colors too. But I grew up with the blue and yellow because a SoCal guy. We have a championship in Cleveland, St. Louis. Will says we have a championship in Cleveland, St. Louis, and 2 in Los Angeles. So no matter where we win, yeah, exactly right. We're one of the only teams to win a championship in 3 different cities. Cleveland Rams, 1945, NFL champions. 1951, Los Angeles Rams, first team to win a pro franchise championship in Los Angeles, period, before the Lakers and Dodgers. 1951, LA Rams won the NFL championship. 1999, St. Louis Rams win NFL championship in St. Louis. And then here we are again in Los Angeles winning a Super Bowl championship in Los Angeles. Amazing franchise, amazing. If you guys get a chance, look it up. Some of your younger Ram fans, Rams were the first team to employ free scouts. Rams were the first team to have their home games televised. Rams are the first team to have their playoff games televised. Rams are the first team to average 30 points a game. On and on, on and on. Rams were the first team to have black players a year before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Woody Strode and darn it, Woody Strode and hold on, I can't I don't know why I can't remember this. Woody Strode was one of them. I'm going to tell you right now. Kenny Washington, sorry. Woody Strode and Kenny Washington, UCLA products. Amazing history of the Rams. Rams are the first team to have a logo on their helmet. Tex Schramm, the Cowboys GM, came out of the Rams front office. They helped them instrumental on those Super Bowls with the Cowboys. Pete Rozelle came out of the Rams front office, to run the amazing franchise. Amazing. Johnny G said the uniforms we wore in Super Bowl should go back to the road uniforms and make blue and white Fearsome Force a throwback. That'd be amazing. I've heard some talk that, I have the black jersey, the Super Bowl jersey, but I heard some talk that there's going to be black jerseys available for us to wear. We'll see how that turns out. That's kind of the trend, like the color rush jerseys back in the day. But I would love for them to do that with the Fearsome Foursome jerseys, just to be different. It was kind of neat with the white face mask, the blue and white helmet with the white face mask, and if you have a matching jersey, not that horrible thing they made us wear the first couple of years where you had like the St. Louis colored navy blue jersey, and then you had like the white pants with the gold stripe down the side, the blue and gold stripe. It looked horrible. Like, let us have matching uniforms at the very least, But I didn't like that they did that to us. If we had to go with the St. Louis navy blue colors, fine, but have it match. Look right. We had the white face mask with that jersey. It didn't look right. So, but yeah, I would love to have that. We're the first interracial team. We have a lot of history. Yes, we do. JT Ramirez, what's up, bro? Thank you for coming in. Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. Cowboys, the 2023 chance. Well, you have a good chance, man. I'm not going to douse your hopes because you have a good team, and Mike says, "Oh, Cowboys fan." That, props to you, JT. You stick with your team, brother, because they were talking smack about us when we said Matthew Stafford's going to win the Super Bowl for us. He's going to be the difference. I can see it. You guys have a good team. If you play us, it'll be tough though because we have really good showings against the Cowboys. But I'd love to play the Cowboys, man. But yeah, well, props for coming in here, man. Mike Hoppus says try win a playoff game first. Yeah, man, I was really rooting for the Cowboys to beat the 49ers in that game. That was a chance for Dak Prescott, who I respect a lot, but he hasn't showed up in the big games, against the great teams. and it's not all one-man game, but I wow, you know. And then they had like 14 penalties or something like that. Crazy. And, you know, Mike Hoffman says, respect your dedication. That's awesome, brother. Tell him that. Whitmer, the Cowboys are a good team. Yeah, the Cowboys are a good team, but as far as for me, this is just my take that Mike McCarthy is going to hold them back. You know, unfortunately, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. Jerry Jones holds. He likes yes men coaches. He wouldn't hire like a Sean McVay or somebody. He wants to be in charge of everything, you know. And you know, who would like to be a coach and then have who wants to be a coach and then have your owner right next door doing interviews with reporters about the last game. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But they could do it. They have the talent. They've had the talent for a long time. You know, with them, I love Micah Parsons, and I love Dak Prescott's a really good quarterback. I love Carson's your running back. Parsons, and you got some really good pieces there. You know, so we'll see what happens. Update. Will Miller says update. Cowboys are likely to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh wow. Hopefully they'll give him a low pick. We want them to help him very much. I'm getting. I'm gonna have to go, guys. My wife is giving me let's go time. I stayed longer than I was. I thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. I could do this all day. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it for you coming in. Johnny G says Cowboys have a talented roster, but still can't win the NFC Championship. Yeah, that's one thing. You know, Dak Prescott has not been able to get him to the championship game, and maybe that'll change because they've had the talent, you know, and so we'll see. Grander 12 says, I hear you, Amelia. If I had my choice of which Rams team should have won a Super Bowl, I would go with the Rams had with the Fearsome Foursome. Eric Dickerson team is next. Yes, maybe we'll build a statue of Aaron Donald. And I've told in front of the SoFly Stadium, I've told Kevin Demoff about building statues of the Fearsome Foursome, even though they didn't play there, but because they're in Los Angeles, kind of like the Lakers have in the Staples Center, because they're part of the Rams lore, the Fearsome Foursome, and that'd be heck of a and also that'd be a way for new Ram fans to learn some history, because the Fearsome Foursomes, even though they didn't win a championship, they were one of the greatest defensive lines of all time. You know, the head slap, Deacon Jones Master, the Minister of Defense, you know, the guy who coined the phrase sack, Merlin Olsen, 14 straight Pro Bowls. Imagine that. The GOAT of defensive linemen besides, you know, Deacon Jones for that era. Lamar Lundy, Rosie Greer. I would love for that. But yeah, guys, I better go. I'm getting it from my wife. I wasn't going to stay this long, but I thank you guys for coming in. Will Miller, my brother, Round Brother, Mike Hoffman, Brian Smith, Granger 12, thank you for coming in, man. Johnny G, thank you for coming in. JT Ramirez, welcome aboard, brother. Thank you for coming in. Anytime, come in. Eric, thank you for coming in, brother. I appreciate it. Nolan Stevens, thank you for coming in. Jim Foster, my passionate Round Brother, thank you, brother. I appreciate it for coming in. Brian Smith, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the updates, guys. GP Shadow, thank you for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. And Patrick J. Jennings, thank you too for coming in, starting it off. I really do appreciate it. Tribe, I didn't see you in here. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, Tribe, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I mentioned you, but yeah, he said we have 4 total. Oh yeah, I did. With the big deal. Yeah. So Tribe, thank you for coming in, brother. AMS, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you all you guys for coming in, man. I really do appreciate it. And God bless, and really appreciate everybody. Have a great day. Take care, man. Stay safe, but thank you, brothers. I really appreciate it. And as we always say, may the Remelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.